Nearly everyone dreams of making a lot of money and becoming wealthy. They believe that the only way to build wealth is to make a lot of money, but they are ill-informed. Surely, having a high income makes it easier to get rich, but only if the money is used wisely. The building wealth equation has only two sides. The income side allows you to generate wealth faster, and then there's the saving side, which is solely dependent on how much you spend. Accumulating wealth is about spending less than you make and saving the difference. If you are in a lower income bracket, you must be particularly diligent with your finances in order to maximize the saving side of your wealth equation. But it's entirely possible to become wealthy on minimum wage. And in today's video, I'll tell you the 7 steps you must take to become wealthy while earning minimum wage. Step 1. Start building wealth now. As human beings, we have a tendency to procrastinate to our detriment. We put off preparing for retirement, finding a better job, or making financial changes because we believe we have time. But the fact is, as a low-income employee, your most valuable asset in building wealth is time. You should make the most of it. Don't put off things or spend money frivolously because you believe you have all the time in the world. You should not expect to be able to flip a switch next week, next month, or a year from now and be on your way to a prosperous future. You must begin forming money-saving habits, limiting your spending, and incorporating healthy financial habits into your everyday life now. Step 2. Embrace the frugal lifestyle. We have already said that if you earn a modest salary, you must be diligent about saving in order to build wealth. Many people don't understand what frugality is, but all it means is being intentional with your spending and how you manage your money. Being frugal doesn't mean leading a boring and dull life. Sadly, many people see those who conserve money as being just that, but this is not necessarily the case. Believe it or not, you can actually balance living a decent life while also saving a reasonable amount of money. There are a myriad ways to entertain yourself for free or without spending a ton of money. Consider things like watching Netflix, visiting state parks, or spending time with your family and friends. The truth is that free entertainment like the ones I've just listed provides you with more fulfillment and happiness than acquiring luxury items such as expensive cars or fancy jewelry. So despite earning only a modest salary, your road to wealth may demand financial responsibility, but it does not require you to be boring. Step 3. Set smart financial goals. Having financial goals is critical to your financial success, whether you earn $1 million or barely get by a minimum wage. For starters, establishing goals help you map out your pathway to financial success and reduces the time otherwise wasted trying to figure things out as you go. Second, they inspire and motivate you, especially when reviewed on a regular basis. But the thing that separates those who become wealthy from the average everyday Joe is that they know the secrets that can boost their chances of achieving their goals. One way of increasing your chances of accomplishing your goals is to use the SMART goal approach. This requires that you set goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. An example of a SMART financial goal for a low-income earner could be to save and invest $1,200 in 12 months by setting up automatic monthly investment contributions from a bank to a brokerage account. Once you have goals that satisfy these 5 criteria, you're more likely to achieve them. The idea of setting smart financial goals is to specify precisely what you want. You will want to monitor your goals closely because things can change with time. Now, your goal can be short-term or long-term. Setting long-term and short-term financial goals is a critical step to take if you want to be financially secure. Without these goals in place, you will almost certainly overspend. Then you will find it difficult to come up with the money to cover unexpected bills or not have enough money saved up for retirement. Planning for the future gives you the opportunity to consider things that could happen, then you can take actions to prepare for them. This should be a continuous process so that you can modify your financial goals to accommodate life's unescapable changes. Doing so once a year gives you the opportunity to formally evaluate your goals, amend them, and measure your progress since the prior review. Step 4. You need to build and stick to your budget. Everyone needs a budget. Doesn't matter if you have $1 million in the bank or work for minimum wage. We all need a budget. Sadly, not everyone understands the important role budgets play in reaching financial goals. A survey of American households found that almost 2 of every 3 do not have a budget. This is certainly a major reason why 75% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck with no savings to handle even a small emergency. As a low-wage earner, budgeting is all the more important to you compared to your high-earning friends. You have less disposable income, so you can't afford to spend wastefully. Many people consider creating and sticking to a budget to be a hassle. However, employing this simple financial tool brings multiple benefits. First off, budgets help you track your progress towards the financial goals you create. Additionally, having a budget will offer you a sense of control over your finances and alleviate the stress that comes with managing money. One final thing on this. Because you plug in your income and expenses into your budget, you are forced to be aware of your present financial state, which allows you to make better, informed, and beneficial financial decisions. Step 5. You need to eliminate your high-interest debt. Aside from overspending, having to pay back debt is the biggest challenge you will encounter on the path to becoming wealthy. While it is advisable to invest money not needed for living expenses, in most cases, paying off your debt might make more sense. Some debt are reasonable and good, such as your mortgage and most student loans. But other forms of debt, like credit cards, should be avoided. The average credit card interest rate on accounts with balances that assess interest was 16.45% in 2021. It is highly unlikely for you to consistently earn this much on your stock market investments. What this means is that you will do better paying off your high interest debt rather than exploiting the growth of the stock market to build wealth. We have an entire video dedicated to this very topic that will be linked in the description. The first thing to do to eliminate your debts is to find the root cause and follow the necessary steps to eliminate the bad habits that contributed to you accumulating the debts. This pertains particularly to credit card debts. Paying them off will lessen your stress level and will allow you to have money to put towards something worthwhile. So here are 4 simple things others have done to successfully eliminate their debts. Stop adding to the debt. In this regard, it may be helpful to freeze your credit cards and avoid spending temptations like visiting your favorite stores and shopping sites. You can also lower your spending and cut back on expenses by eating out less and switching to cheaper store brands when you shop for groceries. You should also seek out opportunities to make more money and use the extra cash flow to pay off your debt sooner. And by paying more than the minimum on your debts, you will reduce the amount you pay back in interest. In the long run, paying down your debt can lower your stress levels and free up money that you can put towards much more beneficial pursuits, like investing. As you work to improve your financial status, maintain momentum by thinking about all the money you will have to put towards other financial goals when you stop paying high interest fees. Step 6. Leverage the power of investing. Everything we have talked about up to this point has been about laying the groundwork for becoming wealthy while working in a low-wage job. But ultimately, it is the power of investing that will enable you to amass assets and make you a millionaire in the end. If you make a modest income, say $40,000 a year, and save $5,000 annually, you will need to work almost 200 years to save $1 million. And this is without considering inflation eroding the value of your money. So evidently, investing is the only way to build wealth on a low income. Investing is an excellent wealth generator because it depends on the principle of compound interest. It is what Albert Einstein calls the eighth wonder of the world. So what exactly is compound interest? Simply put, it is when your interest earns more interest and the amount of money in your investment account grows exponentially year after year. In order to start investing, you need to set money aside specifically for it. The amount you save for investing is totally up to you, but generally, the more, the better. This, however, does not mean that you can't do the same on a low income. Before placing money in an investment, do some research and find out where you would like to invest. Now, your investment strategy depends on your risk tolerance, your time horizon when you will need the money, among other factors. Once you've made your decision, it's always wise to keep track of your investments in case you need to make adjustments to what you were invested in or put more money into it. By leveraging the power of investing and being consistent, you can become wealthy, and the rewards are definitely worth the efforts. Step 7. Supplement your income. As I have shown, it is certainly feasible to become wealthy while earning a low income, but it will take a long time. Fortunately, for those who are not the most patient, there are things you can do to accelerate your trip to wealth. One way to do this is to supplement your income. You can take on a part-time job, do freelance work, or even start your own business. As long as you use the money that you earn in these side jobs to pay down debt or put towards your investments, you will shorten the time horizon on the road to genuine wealth. If you've gotten value watching this video, hit the subscribe button you see below and like this video to get the most out of your money. This is Financially Well.